Sandra, welcome to another episode of Asexualise, my asexual life. This is a place to be for education about asexuality, all things asexual. I share my own asexual life journey in order to help you in yours. So what are you waiting for? Hit the subscribe button, hit the bell icon now so you never ever miss an episode. So you might have recalled on one of my very recent videos, I said that I was back on Facebook dating. This is like Sunday, Monday. And then I've decided I got fed up with Facebook dating. So I decided to go off Facebook dating, like take a break again. So I decided to take a break. And I told you that I was fed up because I had this guy who told me he could live without sex. That every message he sent me from the second message was all about physical stuff. And it wasn't having sex, but it was sexual stuff, things of a physical nature. And I just really got fed up with it. And I'm like, oh my God, is that all Facebook dating is again? Hookups and sexual stuff. I'm absolutely fed up with this. So I felt like I had to take another break because I was just getting fed up with it. I don't want to be on there getting addicted to it or distracted from it. And it was starting to make me feel really bad again, not good. And I didn't want that happening. Like, I'd been off there for a very long time and I thought I just don't want to do this again. The only guy I actually had some joy talking to at that time was a 20-year-old guy I had more in common with. But the other ones, I was getting other guys on there that were just like, they said in their profile they're looking for a relationship. And then when I spoke to them, I was like, oh no, I'm not looking for a relationship. In other words, they don't want a relationship with a girl who doesn't want sex. That's what it meant. So anyway, but I had this other guy, this Indian guy, connect with me. And he seemed to really like me, but I think it was just for like a kissing hookup. That's the impression I got. So, which isn't good. But basically he was showing real interest in me and, but he was mostly talking about kissing and stuff like that. So I felt that it's probably for a kissing hookup that he wanted me for, but I was willing to give him the benefit of doubt. And he was on about having a date with me. And I'm like, I won't go on an in-person date with any guy I haven't video dated with first because I just don't do it. It's about safety. And I've told you on this channel tons of times you have to video date a guy first. You must not put yourself in any danger or unsafe position without video dating this person. If a person's not willing to video date you, they're not they shouldn't be allowed, I should say. They shouldn't be allowed to even get near you, right? If they can't appreciate you and video call you and take the time out of their day to do that, right, they're not serious about you. They're basically users, and you don't want someone like that in your life. So if someone's not prepared to video date you, whatever excuse they give you, or if it's no excuse, it's no, if they don't give you an excuse, fair enough. They just, you don't want to be seeing these type of people because a guy can say what the hell he wants. And if he's, he might be untrue. I've been on the past in Facebook dating where I had a guy and he had a really young picture, like he was 20 something. And then when this guy video called me, he was like a grown man. I think he said he was 60 something. Right? It's really ridiculous. And you do not want to be doing that. So for your own safety, please, please, please insist on a video date. Yes, it might be out of your comfort zone, but it's your safety that's at stake. So make sure you do that. So anyway, I said to this guy, I won't meet up with him unless he video dates me. And he would seem really keen to kiss me and stuff, which obviously, if the conversation's just going physical again with kissing, even though I love kissing, it shouldn't just be about kissing. And if that's all the person's doing, likely they are just wanting to have something physical with you, not a real situation. And to be honest, I didn't totally trust the guy, but I was willing to give them a benefit of doubt to get to know him on a video call. So a video date. Video date is different to a normal call. So a video date is where you get to know someone with the potential of having a relationship with them, and you ask them a series of questions to get to know them, obviously about hobbies and interests and things in common, values, all this type of thing, but also like where they see a relationship going, like what type of relationship they're interested in, and deal breakers, things like marriage and kids and these type of things. This is all the type of thing you would talk on a video date. You wouldn't talk like this to your friend who you don't care what they do, because you don't care if they get married or have sex or want children, because it's not going to affect your life. But if you're on a video date, you should treat it as a proper an in-person date, right? Where you're actually openly and honestly talking about yourself and what you're looking for in a relationship, this type of thing, right? And it's all about actively listening to person. So you shouldn't be having your phone distracting you. You shouldn't be having other people distracting you. Ideally, you want to set up a time where you're both free to have quality time together, and you're not going to be distracted by other things, because you don't want someone who's not actively listening. In the world of swipe culture, we need to put our phones away for a set period of time to actually be present with the person in front of us, right? To actually see someone and hear someone and be present for them is one of the most greatest gifts you can actually give someone. So you should do it. Give them the gift of time, because it's very lacking in this day and age. And it's very lacking in general, right? You do not want to be focusing on your phone, right? Even if I'm with my friends, I make sure my phone's off for a set period of time, usually, always. Obviously, if it's a meetup and it's a group thing, I have to keep my phone on for a certain amount of time to make sure everyone's there at the group meetup and stuff like this. And yes, sometimes I do shorts, but I ask my friends if it's okay to do that, which does interrupt some of our days sometimes. But obviously, they know I have this channel. But like the other day when I saw one of my best friends, my phone was off all day for hours on end, right? So anyway, this video date turned out to be a disappointment because the guy never showed up. But I was happy because I didn't totally trust him anyway. And my instinct told me not to totally trust him because I think he's looking for a kissing hookup. In which case you could have argued that I should have just trusted my gut instinct anyway. But I believe everything happens for reasons. So I gave him time to message me. I thought, I am not going to message him first, because I I I'm a very like how can I put it, proactive female. And I'm probably non-conventional, and like I do approach guys and stuff. Like even on Facebook dating, I'm the one like a lot of the time that's going around trying to choose guys that I think might be suitable for me, right? Like trying to like people who might be suitable for me. And anyway, so this video date came about because although I said on Thursday night to you that I wasn't going to video date anymore, because I wasn't going to be on Facebook dating basically anymore because I'd had enough. I decided after I got a message from one of my best friends, and I told them I'd come basically taking a break from Facebook dating already, because I told them what happened with the British guy and him talking sexual and stuff basically. He said, "Oh, whatever you think's best." Because it's hard to do that. And then my mind was just like, okay, what do I think is best? I think I should give it another try, because just in case I've missed any guys. So I decided I don't like doing this because it does take up a lot of time, and I don't want to spend too much time on Facebook dating anymore, because I did in the past. It was a nightmare. So I went on Facebook dating and went through some guys to see if there's anyone I've missed. And there was a couple of guys that said they were looking for a relationship. Now, one of the one guys that said they were looking for a relationship was the one that was meant to video date me today. And there was another guy who said he was looking for a relationship as well in his profile. So there's two guys that I thought, they're actually saying they're interested in a relationship, which is really good, because I'm looking for something like that. I've already said I don't want something temporary or casual, because I hate all that stuff. To me, it's just a waste of friggin' time, especially because I do develop feelings quite quickly for a guy, and I do not want to be wasting my time, right? So anyway, this guy, he was meant to show up at 3 o'clock today, actually, for a video date. And just before that, I was in the shower for a while, and then I saw a message from another guy on Facebook dating, the other one that said in their profile they were looking for a relationship. But I didn't message him back at that time because I was waiting to have the video call with the other guy, and I didn't want to get into conversation with the guy who'd messaged me if I was on a video date with the other guy, because I thought then I would be interrupting the video date and I'll be in the middle of a conversation with the other guy, and I couldn't give my time and attention to two people. You just can't. So I wanted to make sure that I went on the video date first, to see that was like, see if the guy would even show up, because I had doubts he might not show up, right? And I was right about that, because like I said, if someone's into really physical stuff and they're not really into you like they make out they are, then they're not going to actually probably follow through with the video date, right? So anyway, it was 3 o'clock came, and I waited, and it was like 26 minutes past. I thought, I'm not making the first move. I'm not going to say I'm here, because I usually do that. And I wanted to do something different. I thought, if the guy's really interested in me, he'll message me first and say I'm here, but he didn't. So 26 minutes past, I said, like, I sent him a message saying it's 26 minutes past and you haven't shown up for our video date. So you're not going to be suitable for me, but I wish you the best of luck, and I hope find a nice girl for you. And I heard nothing back. And so by 32 minutes past, I literally blocked him, because I'm like, you've had like what 6 minutes or something to get back to me. That's enough, right? Time. Because clearly he wasn't even there. So or not there for me. So basically that was the end of that. It was disappointing, but I didn't totally trust him anyway. I knew from the conversation I had, the kissing stuff, like he was more into physical stuff. and I don't think he would have been faithful probably or trustworthy. So anyway, so after that guy disappointed me, I was like, okay, but then I decided to talk to the other guy that had come in my inbox because I blocked one. I kind of like to do that personally. I'm not really into juggling guys and dates. It's very difficult for me to be able to do something like that because I prefer to deal with one person at a time, and then if the person's not suitable, move on. So anyway, I was quite glad the other guy didn't show up. I blocked him, and then this other guy I started talking to, and it ended up being really, really good. Right. Obviously, I've got to be careful because I respect his confidentiality. So I'll just tell you a few things. So it ended up being really good. So he was messaging me, but I wasn't sure how he felt about me at first because he'd only just started messaging me and he was messaging me quite general stuff, if you know what I mean. And then I did admit to him that I was let down by a guy today who didn't do a video date with me, and he said, "Oh, what is a video date? Can you tell me more about that?" So I told him about that. Oh, and he checked out my channel and my Instagram, I think it was as well. So yeah, I was really happy about that. He checked out who I was and he said he was fine with me being asexual. So that was a really good thing. And so anyway, and he's a look I like. And he's doing like an IT job, which is what I thought my preference is for a guy, you know? And so anyway, he was asking what a video date was. So I said about it, and he's like asked me when I'd like to do one. I said, well, I do happen to be free now because I've just eaten and I'd already planned to do a video date today anyway with the guy who let me down. Otherwise, it won't be till like Monday night because I've got work to do. And he's like, oh, do you want to do it now? And I was like, okay, I'll just go to the toilet. And then we did it then, right? And it went from good to better and better. So we had a video date in total for nearly 6 hours. So we're connected actually on Facebook now, not just Facebook dating. And I've got my first in-person date with him tomorrow, which is, yes, it is super quick, but I'm so glad because we booked cinema up together. Like we both booked, we've got 2 movies planned and we're going to go and eat out tomorrow. And he is in his 20s, so he's like the age group I like. And yeah, he's Pakistani actually, not Indian, but he looks really Indian. And he seems sensitive and emotional, nice person with good kind of like ideology, relationship ideology, same sort of ideology as me. So I'm really hopeful and I hope it goes really well tomorrow because he seemed like a really nice guy and we got on really well. And the fact that we could talk together for nearly 6 hours on a first video date just like that, and he was really open and honest. I really like that about him. He was saying about my looks, that he liked my looks as well, which is really important to me. Because yes, I like a guy to like my personality first and foremost, but I do like a guy to like my looks. And I think it's important that if a guy really likes what girls looks, he tells her. I don't like guys who like chase after women. They can't even have the decency to say you look beautiful or something, you know? So I really like that about him. I like the fact he seems sensitive and emotional and open, honest person. His ideology is very much the same as mine in terms of like how relationships should be, how healthy relationships should be. And he asked me what my ideal first date would be, like an in-person date. And I told him like going to cinema out for a meal. And he's like, I was going to say exactly the same. And so his idea of a first date is exactly the same as mine, which is incredible because when I did speed dating on Sunday, which is what led me to Facebook dating, I was talking in a group there about what my ideal date would be because they were asking in the group, and like it seemed like no one agreed with me. Like everyone had completely different views to me and not the same as me. And then when he saw it's exactly the same, so I thought this is great. So we got 2 movies booked for tomorrow. One of them is Shazam, the other one's Dungeons and Dragons, and he likes superhero movies like I do. So I'm really, really pleased about that. I still got a lot to learn about the guy, obviously, but I had a really nice conversation. He seemed really lovely to talk to. Not a macho guy, but guy enough, man enough for me so far. And yeah, it seems like he seems a really nice person. So he's coming on the train to see me tomorrow. We're gonna have like spend the day with each other tomorrow, and I'm really looking forward to it. I think we're gonna get on really well because we've got on really well so far. And he's looking for a serious long-term relationship. So am I. So I think that's always a good sign when someone's actually looking for something serious long-term. But he's not just saying that. I can tell he really means it. So that's even better. So yeah, I think it's a really good thing we're doing this tomorrow. Yes, it's quick, but it seems right to do it. You know, when something feels right, I think you just got to go for it and try your best in the moment. I'm really looking forward to it. He seems nice to talk to. I feel quite relaxed around him so far as well, which is good because I don't always feel that way with guys. Um, and yeah, so I'm really looking forward to it. Like, I can't believe that Facebook dating has actually got a decent guy on there. I mean, it's a shock. You know, it's like this guy's actually a really nice guy. Like, it's a really nice guy on Facebook dating, whereas all the others usually want to hook up. And usually their mind isn't very good, their attitude isn't very good. So what and was one disappointment with one guy actually turned out to be such a blessing that I ended up video dating with the real, genuine, nice guy who seems to like really like me, and we seem to just get on. Like he seemed to really have really relaxed around me with his body language as well, because I pay a lot of attention to body language as well. And when he was talking to me, he was very open in his body language and seemed very relaxed talking to me and didn't hold anything back really. And I really appreciate that. Obviously, like I said, I'll keep his confidentiality. It's very important. I did say that I would mention the fact that I'm going on a date with him tomorrow, obviously not revealing who he is. Because I want to protect his privacy, you know, and confidentiality. But yeah, I feel really good. I hope things go well. It's always difficult when you're just learning about someone because you don't know what's going to crop up. But I'm feeling very hopeful, and I'm really thinking that fingers crossed it should go really, really well. And I think it will, because we already committed to like movies. We've paid for the tickets. Like, he paid for 2 and I paid for 2. So we, like, paid for our own, but we, like, paid for one for each other as well. It's a bit weird. So he bought one lot and I bought the other, exactly the same price. So equality is really good. But he is coming to see me, which is really nice because I did say I got a lot of money to spend out at the moment because my best asexual friend's coming down. I got to pay to go out for my birthday for 3 days. Like, I got my birthday one day, but I'm going out the day before and the day after, and then I got Disneyland Paris next month. So I got a lot of expense this month and next month. So yeah, so he's coming down to see me. He lives near London, which obviously London is my second favorite place to be in the UK. He lives in not entirely in London, but it's classed as a London area. So yeah, so I'm really looking forward to it. It should be nice to have some good conversation. And he likes food like I like food. I'm like, yeah, he likes a number of things the same as me, like food and cinema and some of the same movies or and yeah, I think this is good. And you know I really like guys who can code. So he can code. I'm like, yeah, baby, you can code. He's very aesthetically beautiful looking, like the ideal look for me. So I'm really pleased about that. Yeah. And he seems a really nice person. Oh, and he has a visa for 5 years and then he can get permanent residency. So I don't have to worry about that because, you know, a lot of guys are after visas and stuff or can't stay in the UK. So he's got his own job after finishing uni and graduating. Good job. He likes working for the company, wants to stay in the UK. So this is really good. Okay with me being asexual. Um, he's used to in his culture marriage, but I think maybe he could be without that if he really liked me and we got on so well in the future, you know. So I will hopefully he'll be okay about that. But obviously it is in his culture, so yeah, so but he seems really nice so far. I'm really happy I've met a decent guy on Facebook dating. I know he's a really decent guy anyway. And it's so good, you know, and I want to share the good news because I want to inspire you that despite all those problematic people I've had on Facebook dating, the dates that didn't go well last year, I've actually had a really good video date so far, and I expect the in-person date to go even more amazing tomorrow. Yeah, and I'm really glad this guy takes action. That's another thing I really like about him, is a guy that takes action. It's like, oh yeah, let's just get this done. Like, let's do it now. Like, I love that about him. I love that energy where someone just doesn't beat around the bush. It's like, yeah, okay, so how can we do this? Let's figure it out. Let's do it. Because, you know, I've said that like loads on this channel before. I hate guys that beat around the bush and so wishy-washy. It's like, if you're going to do something, just get on and do it. Like, time is precious. Stop faffing around. You know what I mean? We were discussing dates that weren't so good in the past. I can't tell you anything about that, but I'll just say we were discussing that. So yeah, that was quite interesting. I don't usually talk about dates that don't go well, especially when I've just met a guy, but it was quite interesting. I didn't realize how many bad dates I've been on. I'm like, oh my god. Yeah, so it's really good. I'm really happy we video dated. I'm really happy we spent time together. I'm really happy that he seems actually wanting a serious committed relationship and knows that's going to take work, time, energy, and effort. And he's like me, doesn't like short term or temporary relationships. Um, because he knows, like I know, that you end up getting feelings for someone if you're putting that amount of time, energy, and effort. It's not good. Do you know what I mean? Because then you've kind of wasted your time if it's not going to work. So I think his ideology is very similar to mine, and I'm really hopeful. I'm really excited to see him tomorrow. I hope things go really well. Obviously, it's always difficult because you don't know the person. You've got so much to learn about them. I don't really think you can know um you can fully know the person till a long, long time later. Sometimes, like one of my best friends, I didn't even know. Well, I've learned stuff about both of my best friends like years later, so that I didn't know before, you know. So I think there's always something new to learn. There's always something that's going to crop up, so you kind of have to be prepared for that, you know. But I think we get on well. I think we'll have a really good time tomorrow. He knows my birth certificate age because I do put it on Facebook dating, but I told him I reprogrammed mine to be like 21. But I think he can see the benefits of an older girl anyway, because obviously I'm not going to mess him around. I cut to the chase. I'm very like direct, like this is what I like, this is my ideology, this is, and I'm very good at listening to him and understanding him as well, which I think is very, very important, you know. There's some younger girls, they just don't know what they want. They mess guys around, they play games with them, and they're not very nice, you know. So there are benefits to being with an older girl. One of the dating coaches I follow online, actually, non-asexual dating coach, I class myself as an asexual dating coach. He says there's more and more guys who are actually having relationships with older women and marrying older women. So it's actually on the rise. And I think is because like older girls, you know, they usually know what they want. They're in a certain time in their life where they know, like they've worked their shit out basically. They know what they like, they know what they dislike. They don't play games. They're straightforward down the line, and they're not so worried about what people think. So it's just like, this is what I want, this is what I like, don't like, and they've got enough experience to know that if this person doesn't turn out to be the right person, they can actually move on. But by having that knowledge, I'm not saying I want to do that. Hopefully it'll work out this guy. But what I'm saying is, when you're older girl, you kind of have the knowledge and experience to know that, you know, you have got through tough times before and relationship breakups or having to like move on enough to know, be confident that you can like move on if you really have to, right? And so therefore you're going into or potentially going into a relationship where you're more secure in yourself and that point of view, and you don't need to play games to keep a guy, because if the guy's not the right guy for you, you can actually just notice they're not right by the way they're treating you and move on. Whereas I think some girls, a lot younger girls, they're more insecure. They don't necessarily know what they want. They haven't worked out where they want marriage or kids yet. They haven't really worked out their life goals yet or their life mission. And some of them just play games and they're just into, literally, they are into hooking up. I told you before, like when I went to the last Bollywood party, I was really shocked at how these girls were just like, you know, like just all over the guys. And I'm like, what the hell is going on? You know, like I thought guys didn't like women chucking themselves at them. Like, because they seem to have no standards when they do that. But that's what the girls were doing, and the guys seem to lap it up, you know? Um, but you know, like although I dance with guys, I don't go around throwing myself at guys like that, you know? So yeah, I just hopeful tomorrow. I'm really excited to be going on a first date with someone who actually I think is serious. And yeah, I hope it works out really well. I am really looking forward to it. I'm really excited. For him to come all this way to see me as well is really, really an act of commitment in itself. And booking the tickets together is an act of commitment in itself. And yeah, and obviously video calling for video dating for a long time. But it just seems natural to do that. And he seemed to genuinely enjoy spending the time with me like I did with him. So yeah, it's very natural, and I'm really excited. I pray that it goes really well, and yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. I do like him a lot already, actually. But then I'm gonna, because we got on so well, so it's kind of gonna be natural for me to feel that way. So yeah, hopefully everything goes really well and we have a great time. I'm sure we will. I don't see anything else but having a good time with him and enjoying his company. So yeah, like obviously if things did progress and we got into a relationship, it would be a long distance in the UK relationship. So there's that to factor into consideration. But in my experience, like I said, you're not likely, especially if you're asexual, to meet someone on your doorstep who happens to be the right person for you. But it's the same with a lot of people, like sometimes you do have to travel or move for a relationship. Um, so yeah, we'll have to see how it goes. But I'm really looking forward to talking to him and seeing him tomorrow and spending time with him and getting to know him more. And yeah, I just wanted to share the good news, right? Because I said I was going off Facebook Day and then I've gone back on it, tried to see if I missed any guys, and this happened to be the guy I missed. So you never know. And like he said to me, like he didn't think like a few hours ago before we started video calling that he would have ended up in this situation where we're talking and having a video date and then going to meet up for a date. Like he never would have dreamed about that. And like that is sometimes what life is like. You never know what's going to happen. But I am proactive, so I did approach him and like him first. Because I think it's really important you go after what you want and you go after your dreams, and you do put yourself in situations where you make it open to um being a potential relationship. I told him that I have got hurt in the past, I've had some really bad dates and things to happen, but I will not let that stop me from finding my true love, and I will stay single if I don't find the right guy for me. Because I just believe in true love, and I don't believe every guy is like the guys I've experienced. I don't believe that. I believe there are really nice guys in the world. And I will do whatever it takes to find the right guy for me. I won't let guys who have not been good to me or not turn out to be good for me specifically, I won't let that ruin the opportunity of me finding a good guy for me. I won't let that happen, because then they've won. They've got the power, and I won't let that happen. So I've been searching for a very long time for my soulmate, as you know, since 2014. I did think he was Indian, but this guy's Pakistani, but Pakistani used to be part of India anyway years ago, and he looks pretty Indian, even though he's not. But I appreciate him being Pakistani and being honest about that. I do like Pakistani guys as well anyway. Usually not that much, but I do really, really like him because he does look so Indian. I just get on really well with him. And I do know my intuition can be slightly off. So I've always known that it could be, in my vision, it could be someone who looks Indian, but it's not necessarily Indian. Usually I can see things in the future, but they're not exactly always as I picture them to be. They're slightly off somehow. So it is possible that I could be with someone else who looks Indian, but isn't, if you know what I mean. So anyway, I'm hopeful, and I can't wait for tomorrow. I'm really excited. I wanted to share the news and give you hope that there are some decent guys out there. I know he's a decent guy anyway, whatever happens. So that's good just to have that experience. And yeah. So I'm really looking forward to seeing him. And obviously I'll be offline a lot tomorrow because I'll be with him, spending quality time with him and getting to know him. And yeah, I can't say confidential stuff, so obviously I'm very careful what I say about him and coming up tomorrow. But yeah, I just, so far I like his qualities, his looks, the way he talks and interacts with me, and I like his commitment and action taking so far. So they're all really good things. So anyway, I'm gonna love you and leave you for now. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel, hit the bell icon so you never miss an episode, and go and grab yourself a copy of Asexual Perspectives, which is all about love, life, and sex from an asexual point of view. And if you're curious to know more about the asexuality spectrum, or you don't understand it, get this book, because it will really show you what asexuality is, not just give you textbook definitions of it. And it will answer pretty much any and every question you could think about asexuality when you're first discovering about it. So go grab a copy now on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Waterstones, or Blackwell's. I'll see you soon next video live stream. Like I said, subscribe and hit the bell icon. And don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and comment down below. Love to know what you think. Take care. Lots of love. Bye-bye.